When you buy new traps, there are a couple things you're going to have to do in terms of preparation before you head out to the line. As you can see, this is really shiny, has a light layer of grease on it to keep it from rusting at the manufacturers. What we're going to do is we're going to dye this trap to keep it from corroding. We'll talk about that in a minute. First thing you want to do, probably check and see that everything is working all right on the trap. Set it. See where the pan sits. Okay, that's pretty decent. That pan might be riding a little bit too high. We'd rather see it level with the plane of the jaws so that when an animal steps down, its foot is about as far in as it's going to go. To make that adjustment, what we want to do is bend this metal tab that holds the dog inward a little bit. We'll give that a dry check and see where that puts us. That's probably a little bit better. We'll try setting that again. Okay, you can see that's sitting real level with the plane of the jaws. That's about how we want it. Next thing we want to do is tag it. Best types of tags are the copper tags that are going to be stamped with your name and address, which is required for all traps that are in the field here in Illinois. Some people attach them with a piece of wire to the ring or the chain. If it's a muskrat trap, that's probably going to be fine. If you're going to be using a trap to capture raccoons, one of the things you can do to make sure that he doesn't chew that tag off is to roll it onto the chain. When it fits the profile of the chain link like that, a raccoon isn't going to try to grab a hold of it and pull it off. So we're tagged, we're adjusted on that trap. If you have some preferences in terms of trap, how you stake your traps, this is the time to take care of that too. This one comes with a chain, which is really made for stakes, wooden stakes. You can put that around a tall wooden stake and use it like that. I use mostly rebar stakes, so I'm going to put another method of attachment at the end of the chain on this trap. We're going to take off the trap ring. And we're just going to put a stake swivel or universal swivel on there. Make sure all your connections are nice and tight. There we go. We're ready to go with that. We'll put a tag on there, and that trap will be ready to go into the field after we dye it. One of the first things you're going to have to do in order to dye your traps is to get a light, even coat of rust on it, which kind of acts like a primer. If you do a good job of painting, you'll put a primer down before you put your finish coat on. This is kind of the same thing with your traps. You'd like to have a good even coating. You don't want to leave them out for so long that they're going to get pitted. The way you're going to get rid of the grease that comes on the trap from the manufacturer, you have two choices. You can use just plain dishwashing liquid, which is going to give you a finish like that. Or you can use baking soda, which is not going to rust your trap quite as well, but it will take enough of the finish off to let the dye adhere to it. When it comes to dyeing your traps, you have several different choices. And a lot of it's personal preferences, but there are some pluses and minuses to each method that you might want to consider. One common one that's used is a petroleum dip. We're going to mix a product like this with either lantern fuel or unleaded gas and simply dip our traps into that, pull it out. Some minuses on this particular method is, first of all, it's best to do it in August when it's hot out so that the coating has a chance to cure before trapping season. That's not much of a problem if you think ahead. The other consideration is that all these ingredients are very flammable. So if you're going to reuse it, you have to have a safe place to store it. There's a newer product on the market that's a latex-based dip. Mix 1 part of this product with 3 parts of water, and that's a little bit easier to store than the petroleum-based dips. Another choice is to use a natural product, which you can buy something like logwood trap dye, or you can make your own dye out of walnuts. If you do that, you need to wear some gloves because that will stain your hands just like it stains your traps.